it's Disney Girl back for another episode of my Disney's Magic Kingdoms game. So today I'm going to be continuing a little bit with my main storyline before we get into some of the Tower Challenge stuff a little bit later on. So we're going to start off with some dialogue from Wendy Darling. I can't believe it. It was simply wonderful. I certainly don't know how, but that place tells our story. It's all about when Peter and Tinkerbell took us to Neverland. John and Michael are there, and everyone we met on our adventure. Oh, I'm sure Peter will just love it. Of all the stories I've told him, he likes the ones about himself the best. Quest complete. You heard it here first. I've tried to tell him stories of elves and dragons, but he says that's just imaginary folly. I would love to hear some stories about dragons. Of course, now that I have a new story to tell, I need someone to tell it to. All this time, and I haven't seen Peter anywhere. He does keep to his own schedule, but still, where could he be? I think we've lost Peter Pan. Oh, Peter, where are you? Send Wendy to look for Peter. So Wendy Darling needs to be a level 3, though, in order to do that quest. So that's going to take a little bit. I need to collect, obviously, some stuff for her. Buzz! Oh, no. I'm staying away from that toy over there, like my battery life depended on it. Technically, plush animals are age appropriate for Bonnie, so he wouldn't pose any safety concerns for her. However, most plush animals haven't kicked me in the face. Quest complete. The road ahead. Repeatedly, and with far too much enthusiasm. Who could that be? Sadly, I was not manufactured with a stealth mode. But maybe if I stand perfectly still, that new toy won't notice me. Here's hoping. Welcome another duck. Welcome Ducky. Yay! So we have unlocked Ducky from the Toy Story 4 collection. So I guess that's sort of the start, of all of that upcoming dialogue and collecting. I thought there was going to be a little bit more dialogue, though, before we actually managed to unlock him, considering the fact we still have 30 days to go before we can actually start collecting for him, which is kind of a long time. So it would have been nice to have maybe a few more quests, obviously, with some of the other Toy Story characters before that. Now, there is going to be an attraction as well, the Slinky Dog Dash, that's going to be available for us to purchase for gems. Since this is a premium attraction, it will be built instantly, so there's no construction time with this, but it is going to be quite expensive. So let's take a look here at some of the spoilers for the new attraction and for Ducky. I will be talking about some of the spoilers for Bunny and stuff like that a little bit later on, but for now I'm just going to sort of show you a little quick preview of what is to come and how we're going to be able to start actually collecting for Ducky. But first, here's a look at the price of Forky. Forky is going to be a premium character. He's going to be 500 gems, and then the Slinky Dog Dash is going to be 300 gems, so that is going to be quite a few gems, 800 gems that we need to accumulate in the next 30 days before all of this is released to us. So we definitely have our work cut out for us, that is for sure. So here we go. Here are the spoilers for Ducky. Yes, so let's talk about some of the ridiculousness here. 300,000 magic. That's quite steep for this new character. It really is. The character tokens, it makes sense to collect 20 of each. It really does, regardless of sort of how difficult it is to collect for him. But yeah, the 300,000 magic, that's quite a lot of magic for us. Now, here we can see the characters and the quests that are going to be able to collect each of Ducky's character tokens. Now, obviously, it's in Chinese, so we don't know the quest name, but we can have a pretty good guess based off of each character and sort of just the duration, obviously, of their quest. We can sort of figure out what the names are for those. So, for example, like Will Turner, he's only got like 1 6-hour quest, so we have a pretty good idea which quest that is going to be. Now, obviously, if we get the Sultan and Forky, because those are both premium characters, Sultan is available right now during the Tower Challenge, so we can actually get him and start working on leveling him up before we actually start collecting for Ducky. But basically, we're looking at a lot of gems for those 2 characters. If you decided to purchase the Sultan in a bundle, then obviously you won't have to use your gems. Now, Forky should come in a bundle as well, but I'm not sure exactly what that's going to consist of just yet. So here is some more dialogue from now the Pirates of the Caribbean collection. For the last time, Jack Sparrow, you may not have one of my crabs for a pet. But they're so clicky. No, wait, what's the word for saving your ship for you, but also edible? Be a sport here, me love. I'll trade you a jar of dirt for it. A new jar of dirt, even. A jar of dirt? Really? Oh my gosh. I will settle for allowing you to walk away from this conversation alive. It's a deal. Wow. Quest complete. Hear me out. I will not be tamed, and certainly not by Jack Sparrow. Oh my gosh. I love it. Especially the jar of dirt dialogue. That was amazing. Alright, here is Abu back in the kingdom, and he is now a level 9. Yeah! This is going to be very useful for the Tower Challenge because obviously the Aladdin collection is used in Chapter 1, so he's going to be super useful at a 9. Captain Barbossa and Jack Sparrow now. Give it up, Jack. That ship is mine by right of possession. And mine by the right of it being mine first, mate. So why I had it magicked away from you, you know. What? You are the one who spirited my ship out from under me? You stranded me here. I'll strike you down where you... Yes. You'll forgive my running away just then, but I've just remembered what I did with a certain 3-masted galleon. Quest complete, old frenemies. I'm off to see a lady about a ship. Well, sort of a lady. Definitely a ship, though. Tia Dharma, light of my life, fruit of my something. You'll remember when I asked you to take my ship back from Barbossa. I seem to recall such a bargain, yes, though it seems that you did not. Not the point. The crux of the matter is, I rather expected you'd give the ship to me afterwards. Me being shipless, savvy? Now that you mention it. No. Oh, that conversation ended quickly. Spirited negotiations. Send Jack and Tiadama to really discuss the ship. I don't see that going well at all for Jack. I really just don't. Poor guy. Actually, Tiadama is going to be useful in the Tower Challenge, actually. So I do need to level her up. I believe I need to level her up for 16 hours. So even if she's a level 9, for the chapter, I don't really care. That'll still be super duper useful, especially because I haven't been able to use her in past Tower Challenges and stuff like that. Because I honestly hadn't welcomed her yet and stuff, but at least I've got her now, and she is, gonna be, I guess, a 9 after I level her up, so that'll actually be extremely good. Now, don't forget, guys, with this tower challenge, there are going to be attractions cursed around your kingdom, and every 4 hours, you're going to be able to tap the curse away. Now, again, remember the biggest thing about this is that if you use the gathering spell, it will not clear the curse away from the attraction, and it also won't collect the magic that is underneath that curse. So you need to just make sure that, you're actually going around and checking to make sure that your attractions are cleared from the curse. And it will give you some currency and stuff like that. I know it's only a tiny little bit, but sometimes that can make a big difference, especially towards the end when you're trying to purchase things and stuff like that. And don't forget that any extra currency gets turned into gems. So if you have a little bit extra, it will not hurt you to have that for sure. Now, refresh tokens, that doesn't work the same way. Refresh tokens literally just disappear and they will not come back. So basically it's not like, oh, you stored up maybe like 5 or 10 and for the next tower challenge they'll still be there. That's not really how it works. Now, character tokens, for example, for Raja, like if you're collecting and then you're not able to bring him in to your kingdom because you ran out of time or whatever, those character tokens you will actually still have once you do get him into the kingdom. When you get him in a legendary chest or whatever, then you'll be able to have those character tokens. So it's not like a big deal if you guys aren't able to finish. You won't lose all of your hard work during the tower challenge. And I know that's something that would be super discouraging, but it doesn't work like that way, so you don't have to worry about that happening to you, thank goodness. Because I think that would pretty much freak a lot of the new players out. They'd be like, yeah, I'm not even gonna bother. But if you are a newer player, I definitely would recommend trying to do some of the storyline dialogue for the tower challenge. Now, how you'll know is you can see on the left hand side under quests, the quest that is purple, that has to do just with the tower challenge. And once the tower challenge is over, that dialogue will go away. It will not stick around as like a side quest or anything. It will be gone. Now, the quest with Abu, for example, he's in chapter 1 right now. We're doing some of the dialogue with him. That will give you some extra currency once you complete it. So actually, here is some dialogue from Aladdin and Jasmine. Hey, Jasmine, good to see you and Abu getting along. He's not giving you a hard time, is he? Well, he isn't anymore. It's amazing how many problems a nice piece of fruit can solve. Maybe you'll have better luck understanding him than I did, though. He was trying to tell me what he saw in the marketplace. Really? That's great, Jasmine. Just leave it to me. I'll talk to him about it right away. Quest complete. Splitsies! As long as you tell me about it afterward. After all this, I'm really starting to get curious. I'm glad Aladdin is here to talk with Abu for me. They've known each other forever, after all. It does leave me with a little time to spare while they do, though. Could he really be? I'll be back in a moment. There's something I have to find out for myself. Second opinion. Send Jasmine to follow up on her theory. So this is an event quest. Now, we do get some great currency from this. So guys, make sure you try and do these quests if you can. So just depending, like you can even get some refresh tokens, as you guys saw from those quests. You can get a whole bunch of like bonus things from it. So especially if you're sort of new to tower challenges and stuff like that, and you did invest in some legendary chests with the characters for this collection and everything, then it is totally worth sending your characters off to do that dialogue. Now, it's not a huge rush, but I would try and sort of get it done. That way you can start purchasing some of the character tokens and stuff like that for Raja. It definitely will help. And two, getting those refresh tokens, especially early on, will be quite helpful. That way you can, keep sending out your best characters and stuff like that. So the one thing, though, I did want to mention, and it was a question that was addressed to me, was somebody asked if the refresh tokens, like, clear out per chapter. They actually don't, guys. They stick with you the entire tower challenge, so you don't have to worry about chapter 1. You'll get maybe like 5 extra refresh tokens, like just by collecting and stuff, and if you don't use them, those will carry over. It's just the points that don't carry over. The currency and the refresh tokens do. So just something to sort of think about, guys, and keep in mind that you don't have to rush to go ahead and sort of, you know, spend all of those refresh tokens like in one go. Now, try and be smart about it, obviously. Like, you know, if you have characters like that are like level 10 for this collection and stuff like that, for this round of the tower challenge and stuff, then definitely make sure you're using the refresh tokens to send them out, because it is worth it, at least for currency. Like, I know points wise it'll be more useful like later on and stuff like that, because we'll need more points for each chapter, but definitely for currency and stuff, it is worth it earlier on to use those refresh tokens, like, again, if you have some higher level characters, for sure. Alright, so here I am bringing back Baloo into the kingdom. Now, he won't be useful for the tower challenge this time, but he was a short level up. Baloo is now level 7. Aw, man, now this is living. Yeah, I didn't realize that Baloo's leveling up time was only 4 hours. I don't know why. I thought I was waiting to send him out for like 16 or 24 or something like that. So I was a little bit surprised when I checked. I was like, oh my goodness, he's actually like one of the lowest now Jungle Book characters. Like, even King Louie is ahead of him, and like I haven't had King Louie for that long, so yeah, kind of surprising that I kind of just forgot about Baloo. Like, Shere Khan is still not as high level as Baloo, but I mean, Shere Khan's a little bit different. He's kind of like in a league of his own, because his character tokens are a lot harder to collect. They are legendary, so again, it takes quite a bit of time. And two, he's the last character that you bring in with the Jungle Book collection and stuff like that, so that's why it does, you know, take a lot longer for Shere Khan. Now, he's one of those ones that's sort of like the Mayor or Jack, or even Christopher Robin. They're those characters that you guys want to sort of keep trying to level up sort of consistently as you're going. Now, I know that they take a lot more magic and stuff like that, so that's, you know, not great, but sort of keeping them going that way, they're always collecting and stuff like that for their character tokens. That way, if they ever do become useful and stuff like that during these tower challenges, you guys won't be like, oh no, like, there's no way I can do this, like, it's gonna ruin everything. Like, if you're just sort of keep going with it slowly and gradually, even if, you know, they only end up at like a 7 by the time they end up being used for a tower challenge, it's not a big deal. At least they'll be there and not like, you know, a level 2 or 3 or something like that. Again, because some of these other characters, they don't take so long to collect for. Like, they may need a lot of character tokens, but like they're, you know, common or uncommon drops or something like that, so you still will be able to collect for those actually faster than you will for somebody like Shere Khan, who is, you know, again, quite difficult that way. So, I mean, I have kind of left, like, for example, I think Christopher Robin, I think he's still like a 9, for example. I think the Mayor is like an 8 or something like that. So basically, just depending, like, again, on the characters and stuff like that, sometimes I will leave them for a little bit, especially if I know, like, during a tower challenge or a limited time event, like, they need 16 hours or something like that. That doesn't really work, like, all the time, but again, like, having them at like an 8 or a 9 is definitely great. So like Christopher Robin is a 9, actually, I can see it right there, so he only has one more level to go, and I won't need to collect for him anymore, so it's fine to have him sit there, at least for now. I should sort of try and finish it off, but again, it's not something that I'm in some huge rush to do. I've got bigger leveling up worries, I think, at this point. Like the Wreck-It Ralph characters, I need to do a little bit more work. You know, some of my main storyline characters, like Boo, for example, for this chapter from Monsters Inc. Like, I just want to make sure she's kind of leveling up. I know Merryweather is going to be useful, so she's, I think, only like a 6 or 7, so I will need to kind of, I'd rather push those characters along than try and focus on somebody who's not really going to be useful right now. So yeah, I mean, my Wreck-It Ralph characters aren't awful. Most of them are like 8s, but still, I kind of want to keep going with that. And then if I need some shorter level ups, and like I don't have anything part of my main storyline that's that short, I mean, now that Baloo has passed his 4-hour level up time, then I might choose somebody, for example, from Moana maybe, who's like, again, gonna be like less than 2 hours or around 2 hours. And, maybe there's even a character for you guys that is maybe from the Princess and the Frog limited time event that you guys can level up. So just kind of keeping that whole character level up sort of progressing and everything. And then that way it's not some huge shock when it comes time to use them for like a tower challenge or whatever. And you're like, yeah, I just kind of neglected this whole entire collection. Like if you're kind of just, doing one character from a collection here or there when there's shorter level ups and stuff, it's definitely going to be worth it in the long run. So I still might even level up, like, for example, one of my Moana characters sort of throughout this, even though I feel like, I shouldn't waste any time doing that. Like, it could happen anyways, just because, I by accident sent a character out, like, for an extra hour or even half an hour, like, the quests overlap a little bit with the leveling up time, then that's really kind of key to sort of have those other characters, like, available right away to be like, oh, okay, well, you know what, let's go ahead and just level up Moana, or, level up Maui, because again, they take a little longer to collect for sure. Now, not as long as someone like Shere Khan or the mayor, but still, they take a little bit to collect for. And then it keeps the collection sort of at least having something to do, because that is also another thing, is like sometimes you're like, oh yeah, my characters literally are doing nothing, but you know what, if they're collecting for at least one character, it's just sort of keeping them active. Okay, so I think that is everything I'm going to be doing for this video. So I will keep you guys posted on the tower challenge sort of progress and everything. So far though, things are going pretty well. The points I should be able to complete with more than enough time, so I'm actually pretty happy about that. I will be giving you guys the spoilers for the rest of the tower challenge chapters and stuff like that, so make sure to stay tuned for that video. I did want to get this one though out of the way because it was obviously Ducky and it was Toy Story 4, so obviously that was felt like a pretty important thing to sort of know and kind of figure out whether you were going to actually invest in the Sultan or not ahead of time, because I was a little bit worried, not sharing this with you guys right away, you guys might have missed out on actually investing in the Sultan, because he is going to be useful, for example, for Ducky, so I'm sure he's going to be useful for maybe leveling up Forky or something like that as well, or he could be anyway, so it would totally be worth it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, make sure you give it a big Mickey thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell for post notifications. Thanks for watching, and we will see you for the next one.